problems. She got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Say hi. What's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to another Sit With Me, a Gen X
and genz.
perspective. This is not my idea. This is not my topic. I am not running the show. Nick Crazy over here wanted to record.
I got the idea. It formulated originally from a conversation we were having earlier. And I was like, why not talk about that? Why not pod about that? You know what I mean? Because I feel like in your generation, it may have not been like different, but y'all may have had like ways, you know what I mean, that was interesting for you. You know what I mean? Ways about the manosphere, because it's probably been around for
It wasn't called
a long time.
Manosphere though. I mean, men have always felt like they are in control. Like women, we didn't have rights. Now, like we kind of regressed. We didn't have rights. Anything that you had to get, and I'm not even talking about African American women, white women. Anything that you had to get as far as grocery store, you weren't allowed to work. Your husband had to give you had to have a note to go to the grocery store because you had to have a budget basically to get certain things because your husband was the one who made the money. Like women were just looked at as baby making. Like you hear them say, "Oh, I want you in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant." So basically, it was like, could you only thing a woman is good for is cooking and cleaning and catering to a man. You had those little drunk uncles always telling me and that, oh, everything a woman does, she does for a man. And the whole time we don't like y'all. We grew up with the older men parked across the street from the high school. You drug dealers, street pharmacists. Like like it's always been where men feel like they are in control, and in your day and age, to me, it's worse. It's absolutely horrible. Y'all don't know how to have conversations. Y'all don't know how to talk to people, and it's not all men. It's just the negative overshadows the positive now, especially because of the internet and the algorithms. The algorithms feed negative off negativity.
I'm glad you said that. Absolutely, because I think your point of view is crazy. Because it's like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now it's more of a echo chamber, and it's like super passive aggressive. But back then it was like broad and open, like it was normalized, if you will. Like it's like, oh, that's normal. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, old dude, across the street. Yeah, that's normalized. But like ours now is more of like ego driven. It's more of like, oh, I don't need this person in this, and it's not even personalized. It's more of like this object now, compared to how you guys had, of course, the objectifications, and it's like now it's more of like they're trying to go hard and double down on it on my generation now. It seems like
Women have always been seen as objects. We've never been seen as human beings. We've never been seen as that. We've always been seen as objects, or anything that we've done has always been picked apart when it comes down to like the double standards, as y'all say. Like y'all can come in with community dick and community peen and have had sex with everybody in the neighborhood and still seen as valuable, and a woman can have sex with two or three dudes, and then it's like, oh, that body count is kind of high. It's kind of high.
crazy work,
Yeah.
sick work. I think now that's gotten better. Like
No, it hasn't.
some men, yeah,
No.
some men. I know. I was heavy on that back then. If
You was heavy on what? Body count?
Oh yeah, with my homeboys. If you were,
If you don't need anything else, I will rest
if you were
now.
penis slinging, because that wasn't my terminology for it, but if you were, yeah, peen slinging, back then, I highly was like, nah, because for me, if you were like that, and then you would also be like, man, these girls tripping, they going around, it's like hypocrisy. That's a big hypocrisy for me. So I wasn't with that. like slick like that for a second. But
I'm gonna edit that
reprimand.
name out.
Yeah, I, ladies and gentlemen.
Your homeboy. I just edited it out. I just edited his name out. Don't even worry about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to me,
He don't do YouTube.
I will name drop. I will definitely name drop. If it's,
yeah, see, you can name
it's-
drop. I can't. They come after me. Like you can say their name, say whatever, and they be like, oh, okay, that's his opinion. But then
Yeah,
they be
it's
like,
opinionation,
oh, I'm gonna
you know?
send her a cease and desist. Oh, I'm gonna come after her. Oh no, there's no way. You don't get the.
ladies and gentlemen, tone and delivery. Tone and delivery.
You can kiss my ass.
See what I mean? But
I'm
But
too
yeah.
old. I'm too old. It got to the point when you're well, the grandma's not old. My grandma used to be old, and she said you gonna get to a point where you get in the age where none of that stuff don't matter. You don't even care about that stuff. You don't even care about that stuff. So I guess this basically is like the difference between men and generation. I guess there's no difference.
word,
There's
like,
no difference.
you don't feel like there's
No.
both a regression and a progression? Because I think
Who
I feel
progressed?
like I feel like there's men
Where
out
they
there.
at?
Yeah, there's men out there that are like solid. They may not be,
I didn't say that all men are bad, but
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah, no.
I don't think there was no progression. I think there was a regression because again, as I said, we don't have rights anymore. And that wasn't led by women, that was led by men.
If I'm not mistaken, there are people in the party that are women. It's a joint.
I
joint
didn't
operation.
say women wasn't there. I said it was led by men.
I mean, yeah, men can lead it, but I'm saying it's more of like we can't put it all directly.
It was all directly on men.
Oh, no, I can't. Here's why I say it like that.
And here's
'Cause
why I'm telling you it was all on
if
men.
I gen-
because
if-
it was literally it started from it was with the government, literally. And it was all
Exactly, bingo. So,
But it was
instead
men.
of saying no. Instead of saying, here's what I'm saying. Instead of saying it's a man and generalizing it, say this is a governmental joint operation for them trying to attack women. You know what I mean?
And
like
it's
formulate
men.
it for that. Yes, it could be men, but it's also women too. You know what I mean?
No, it's women that
Women are a part of it.
women that are
You know what I mean? So it's just like it's a both sided thing. You
can't
know?
even talk. Women that is supporting the government they're not even in actual office. They're not in office. Those are not women in office. The people who are pushing it are men in power, in politics, in government. Your president, a lot of the governors, a lot of the senates, a lot of the people that are in seat are the ones who push back, who remove Roe versus Wade, who removed that. What's crazy, I was watching Monster-in-Law, and you remember in the beginning of the movie when she was interviewing the girl who was singing My Makeup Bag,
I don't
right?
remember it like that.
Well, anyway,
Sadly.
before she jumped the girl, before she had to go to the psychiatrist, Monster-in-Law. You know Monster-in-Law?
Yeah, I know it, but I vaguely.
But anyway, she
Yeah,
was talking to.
vaguely.
But the beginning, where basically before she found out she was fired. Oh, wait, right after she found out she was being fired, and the girl was taking her spot.
Mm.
Anyway, she was talking to the girl who was singing, who was supposed to be like a doppelganger of Britney Spears, so to speak. And she was saying, "You're not even gonna know Roe versus Wade," and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like looking back at the movie, that was before our rights was even rolled back. And when she said, "You're not even gonna know what Roe versus Wade is," she was like, "Oh yeah, I don't watch old movies." Old movies. It was like you didn't even know the line in the movie, but that's so true. Like a lot of times, like people don't know. Like looking at the government even now, like nursing is not a professional degree. Who's in nursing most of the time? Most women go into nursing because that way women can make their own money. They don't have to deal with y'all because they don't want to deal with y'all. They don't want to deal with y'all. The ones that y'all be talking about, you be like, oh, all you do is ask me for money. You hard up for money. Yeah, they'll be the little bums that y'all look for, and then most of them, and most y'all look for them little bums because that way y'all can control them. But a lot of times, I ain't gonna even front, the little bums that y'all be looking for, them girls got a hustle and they got more than one.
I think that's what I wanted to bring up in this topic. It's like I think it's crazy to just generalize because men and women. I
This
don't
was
think.
your topic.
Yeah. For me, what I want, because this is the second part of it. It's like society's reflection of it. This is what we see, and on the internet, sadly, you know what I mean.
It's not just on the internet.
I don't know, cause like if you go out in festivals, if you go out in amusement parks, if you go out in like regular parks, even, you know what I mean, you wouldn't see crazy things on the norm. You know what I mean? If you go outside, touch grass, you're not seeing
Yes, you do.
crazy stuff on the norm. Like on the internet, yeah, you'll see that.
No, not even
or
on the
you'll see
internet. Like the girls who go and they telling you to be careful. Even the girls who meet dudes on dating apps. It's been quite a few girls who don't come home. Like one girl went on a date and at her first date, she did not come home. That dude chopped her up. That wasn't internet. That was real life.
No, I'm stating it as in like, it's not like these are going to happen genuinely every hour on the hour. What I'm saying it as in
Not once a
like,
week.
I'm saying it like it'll pop up. It'll be on the news. It'll be there. But if you go outside, it's not going to hinder you. You know what I mean? It's not going to put you in a space where it's fight or flight all the time. What I'm saying is, should you be aware of it? Yes, you should be aware that these are possibilities that could happen. But going out with that mindset, that's just terrible. You know what I mean? Going out with it, it puts you into fear. You know, it puts you in the automatic, like everybody is.
Right, because
everybody is.
like, I won't say that everybody is that way, but there's just certain things that all women experience and we look for, or we experience. So going to the gas station and there's a bunch of dudes around, we don't want to walk up to the door because there's a whole group of dudes at the gas station, and we know, here we go. Like, I can't walk in front of you, especially if I have something that fits my body shape. There's somebody in that group or multiple in that group who feel like, oh, you wore that for attention, so come here. And the whole time I just think this outfit is cute from Shein and it was on sale.
100%. I think that's what I want to like.
So it's not just gas stations. It's certain, like you said on the internet, but literally she videoed in real life, basically like this cat call is like me walking on down the street and the construction dude cat calling her, and it's like, I just want to walk and be left alone.
100%. I think we all need to come to like an agreement where a lot of people weren't raised right. You know what I mean? A lot of people weren't raised at all. You know what I mean?
People were raised right.
Do I put that as like an excuse? No, I put that as like a note. Like, we should be aware that these things are going to happen.
But that's what I'm saying. We are aware.
But what I'm saying is also, there is a group of guys outside of that gas station right now who are in their mind like, oh snap, this lady's coming. Let me go ahead and move. Let me go ahead and move in this direction. Because I'm seeing online also in gyms where guys are literally moving away. If a girl is trying to do a set, they're moving away because they don't want to be caught like looking at her. If that makes sense.
My thing is,
so like, there are men out there who are like conscious or they're self-aware of this thing happening and are trying to actively progress and move away from these like weird tactics. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't get me wrong. I think there are some weird situations out there, but my thing is, men are gonna look. That's just naturally for a man. Like when a girl be like, "You better not look at her booty," a man is going to look. That doesn't
women
necessarily.
Too.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna cheat on you or he gonna be like, oh my god, I gotta have that booty. No, it's just he gonna look. It's just a natural thing for him. He gonna look when she's the beautiful situation. She's shaped just right and her booty is bootying. He gonna look. He gonna look. I personally think it's crazy when dudes like pictures and girls be like, that's cheating. I think that's dumb as fuck. That is dumb.
Oh,
you like her picture. You might
tell
you like her picture. So you're cheating on me. I think that's dumb.
That's weird. You can have an attraction towards somebody but not actively want to pursue them.
Yeah.
I think that's That's crazy. That like
Because in real talk, like, we weren't even made to be monogamous anyway. It's a choice.
yeah, I think we could choose, but I don't think we're made for anything specifically.
We weren't made to be monogamous.
I mean, you could be.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. It's a choice.
Yeah.
But we weren't made for it, which is why people like people and then it's cheating in the next one because you like her too. But she like her too. You like her too. You can like more than one thing. You like more than one
Wouldn't you
thing.
put that on like self-control though? Like
What?
a lack of self-control?
That's not like a
On both
self-control.
Oh, absolutely.
No, it's
Because
not.
if you're seeing something and you're attracted to it and you like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that and be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But the action to go after it, that's a lack of self-control, gang.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Cause
If I'm not monogamous with anybody and I'm dating multiple people, that's not lack of self-control. I'm dating multiple people. I'm dating.
No, I'm
now,
talking
if
about
you monogamous with somebody,
Yeah,
and
I'm
you
talking
feel
about
like
the monogamous
you-
folks that step out. I'm not talking about the people who are honest and who are like, yeah, I'm dating these people for that. You know what I mean?
and you decided to be monogamous. But what
Yeah,
if y'all
like,
broke
if
up
you-
the night before?
If you broke up the night before,
We're no longer monogamous. Nah, I feel like if you feel like you cannot continue to be monogamous to that person, because as I'm stating, like, you gonna bump into people that you like, that you vibe with, that you be like, oh, and sometimes it's gonna be a surprise, and you have to be honest with yourself. Like, a lot of times, because girls be like, oh my god, you cheating on me, yo, you can't look at nobody else. And when Lance grows, any fine dude be popping up, we be like, hold up, that soccer player that Cardi kind of chilling with, that fine is all get out. But that baby mama saying you deadbeat, but he fine is all get out. So even with you being monogamous right now, and your man sitting next to you right now, and you see that dude who Cardi chilling with right now, you can't tell me you ain't drool. You drool. Is that cheating?
do I consider it cheating?
Or is that a lack of self-control? Because it's like, I see somebody that I'm attracted to, and I'm drooling, and I want to get to know them, and I reach out.
Bingo. That's when it becomes cheating. That's when it steps
When you
out.
say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that's the lack of self-control. The drooling and whatnot, that's cool. Because at the end of it,
The hey, how you doing is lack of self-control.
absolutely.
If
Because
you
it's
don't
just
say
like,
nothing else after hey, how you doing, you still lack self-control.
why would you go to begin with?
Because I'm attracted to you.
So if it was done the other way around, wouldn't you view that as a lack of self-control? Absolutely. Because it's just like, why are you going in that territory when it should only be this? You
I
know
view
what I mean?
it as humans. I've come to learn that humans, I won't say evolve, but humans change every day, change their mind every day. Every day.
Absolutely.
Every day. And I don't have no, as y'all call the term, marriage ball and chain on nobody. Because people change their mind every day. And you got to adjust to that piece. So I don't think it's lack of self-control. I think you're going to do what you want to do regardless. Whether you let me know or not. You're going to do what you want to do regardless.
That is absolutely lack of self-control, gang.
You're going to do what you want to do regardless.
But at the end of the day, yes, you're going to do what you want to do. Yeah. But if you're a person of moral, if you have some type of moral, some type of virtue,
But my
if you
morals
will.
don't necessarily mean it's predicated upon your morals. So you
But
can't
moral,
say
no. I'm saying moral as in a human standard of moral, because
everybody human standard of moral is different.
No, we're all under a same umbrella of moral.
No, we're not.
We all are under the same
No,
umbrella.
we're not.
You don't. All right. Let's get right. I
am right. No, we're not.
So boom. Human law. You don't want to mess with the trees, because why? That's us. That's nature.
They
You
mess
don't
with the
mess
trees.
with animals. Those are vindictive humans. Like those are
Which
nasty
would be
humans.
the government.
Nasty, vindictive humans.
The reason
I'm
why
talking
your
about
allergies. I'm telling you saying we don't mess with the trees. They already mess with the trees.
the
reason,
humans of moral, the humans of virtue. I'm talking about the humans of moral, not
but you
deceitful,
said all of us.
not. No, I didn't say all in a factor of the people who are not aligned with human moral, if that makes sense. If you aren't aligned with human moral, I'm not talking about you. You are not in this umbrella. When I'm talking about the people who naturally are like, okay, I vibe with this, I vibe with this. This is what makes sense. This is okay. This is nature. This is law. You know what I mean? Those people were like, okay, I don't touch kids. I'm not attracted to kids. Those people, you know what I mean? Like that. I'm talking about.
I'm not saying people who are attracted to kids, people who mess with trees, people who do crazy things that we feel are crazy are not immoral, because in their mind they are moral, is what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying everybody has a different set of morals.
100%.
So-
But perspective wise, we can look at it and be like, that's immoral. No matter what that person says.
But it's only immoral to you.
But here's the thing. That's like the perspective of, okay, this cop killed my kid, right? And I go to kill this cop.
Mhm.
The white people are going to look at the guy as immoral, but we're going to look at it as, yo, that's even. That's moral. I'm talking about outside of that human standard.
Right, but we looked at the cop killing the kid as immoral.
Yeah, I'm talking about outside of that human standard. I'm talking about the things we all can connect with.
But that's what I'm
We
saying.
all humanly connect with.
But that's
as a human.
But that's what I'm
But
saying.
if you are abnormal, if you aren't human, if you have, certain things that are hindering you from being a real human being to the core.
But that's what I'm saying, love.
Yeah, I mean
There are people out there who mess with kids, y'all, and there are people who feel like when they mess with kids that it's love. So in their mind, that's moral, and they don't understand why we don't get that. To them it feels right and it's wrong to us. What I'm saying is we have our sets of morals, what's look as morality, what doesn't look like immortal. To them, their way of living is moral. They disagree with how we think the things that are immoral to them is moral. It makes sense to them because they are people, the people as you state, who mess with kids. There are people who feel like, oh, that's love. And when you, even the cartoon that you was watching with the cartoon anime, the one with the little boy who the daddy, he told him not to come on the ship, and then
Vinland Saga.
Whatever, everything that they was doing, everything that they was doing, the sexual assaulting women, stealing, everything that was considered bad, what was they doing it in the name of?
They're gods usually.
Jesus Christ. They were saying Jesus Christ on that on the anime. After they had sexually assaulted women, pillaged and unalived the whole village, we come and we did this in the name of Jesus Christ. And they felt like they were moral, even though they had just did immoral things.
I don't think I'm discrediting the logic of what you're saying, right? I think what I'm saying is I'm not trying to make it a superior moral thing. I'm trying to make it a we all connect under a human law thing, if that makes sense. It's not like, oh, this is a superior high mindset. No, this is just what we all connect to. We all hear and be like, oh, I could be empathetic towards that. Empathy, you know what I mean? That's a human thing.
Right,
you know
and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's superior or unsuperior or the peasant below. What I'm saying is the one main human law that you see that we all should have an understanding or agree upon. Somebody will in that group will look at it differently and not agree, is what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so I guess the question is, do you believe those people should be categorized as abnormal and not human, in a sense? Because at the end of the day, who is going to be like, oh yeah, touching kids is not bad? You know what I mean? Like, who in their right mind is going to say that? You know what I mean? With a straight face.
Oh, they say it with a straight face.
But you consider that human? You know? Like, you
But
consider
they
that
are human.
I don't consider that human, bro.
But they are human. But that's what I'm saying. They are human.
Are reality wise, are they human? Yes. But I'm speaking in a moral stance of how we view them.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know, like how we view them as people.
What we view them as people, saying that's sick. They look at us as being sick because we don't agree with them. So you're saying under this human umbrella, look at them as, oh my God, that's disgusting. They look at us as, oh my God, under that human umbrella, you're judgmental and you just don't understand because this is love. And they say it with a straight face.
Now, with that statement, how does one make that argument and
about what?
Sit there and be like, yeah, this makes sense. This person is human. We shouldn't lock them up under the jail. We should be empathetic with them.
I never said.
But here's the thing. That argument,
I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that argument poses. No. What I'm saying is that argument poses that question. That leads into that question. Should we lead them into society? Should we do reprogramming?
They are leading into society.
They are led into society. Yeah. I'm
they have to sign up for registry.
But no, I'm asking you though. Should that be a thing? Should this be? Because your stance on it, right, is seeing it from the perspective of them as well, right? So, are you for?
I'm devil's advocate, so it's gonna be both sides.
One more time.
I'm a devil's advocate, so it's gonna be both sides. I always look at both sides.
You can't be devil's advocate.
I am.
These situations, bro. No, you can't.
I'm gonna see both sides.
You can't be a devil's advocate for this situation.
Yes, I
can. Certain situations, I feel like you can't do it. You know, like certain situations. Yeah.
Why do you feel like? Why do you feel like, again, devil's advocate kicking in? Why do you feel like you get to pick and choose on certain situations, or the certain situations that feel comfortable for you? So let me say this. Hold on, I'll have to use me because I was about to say something that you don't want out there. I'll do it like this way. So Oprah was talking, right, and they had clipped Oprah when she was talking to the two dudes who accused Michael Jackson of sexual assault, right? And they were having a hard time, according to them. They were having a hard time liking their body because they felt like their body portrayed them because their body responded, right? And so the part that was going around on the internet was that one little clip of Oprah saying molestation feels good to you. That was going around. And so people was like, oh my God, Oprah agrees with molestation, which she wasn't. She was telling the boys that your body is going to respond regardless. Your body doesn't realize that this is wrong. It's going to respond. Your body is going to react. So like for y'all get, look at my sound. Y'all get morning wood, right? Right. I can only speak for me. My breasts, my headlights are always on, regardless. Like I'm not even being turned on or nothing, but my headlights are most of the time always on, right? So when being sexually assaulted, your body responds. Your body doesn't realize, even as a kid, and those body parts are responding. Your headlights come on, your cookie snatch responds. You respond, even though you're being violated, right? So And Oprah was saying that, and as that was going around, people was dragging and beating Oprah up and saying like, "Oh my God, how can you say molestation feels good?" Right? And so, and I was telling people, and I was like, "She's not lying. Your body is going to respond, and your body is. You feel like your body is betraying you because it's like, I don't want this person touching me, but my body is responding. So, do you feel like your body responding is an immoral situation because an immoral thing is happening?"
Do I think my body responding is
Your body be doing a natural response
Mm-hmm.
to the immoral thing happening. Do you feel like at that point in time your body is betraying you and being immoral because an immoral thing is happening to you?
I feel like that could come into thought. I don't think it happens in the moment, but it happens after effect. That could happen after effect.
The thought that your body is immoral.
Yeah, you could feel like the body is immoral. You know, that latch on of guilt and shame. That could be that, absolutely. But do I think the body is immoral itself? No, because it's being like done onto you, in a sense.
Right.
You know
So
what I
two
mean?
things can be true.
Two things can be true at once.
Right. So two things can exist. Those humans who you feel are immoral can still be up under the human morality umbrella, even though we don't agree with the things that they're doing. And they don't agree with how we see them. So their moral compass is completely different from your moral compass, but you both have a set of morals.
So you identify that as moral?
They identify that as moral.
Right. But that's where it comes into play. Why does a killer's thought matter? That's what I'm pondering. Why does a molester's thought and opinion
matter? Because
like I could give it to victims. I could give it to
no answer.
Oh no, my fault. I was just trying to pose it as like I could give it to the victims. I could give it to children. I could give it to teachers. I could give it to moral stand up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing things outside of moral,
mm-hmm.
and it's not for a particular reasoning in defense, it's not for a particular reasoning to protect,
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? What are we doing? If you're doing it just to do it, just for the fun,
mm-hmm.
just because I want to,
mm-hmm.
that's immoral. You know what I mean? That is immoral.
Right. But that's immoral by your standards to them in the way that they're thinking.
No, that's just by logic. That's just by logic alone.
But their logic, it's not. That's what I'm saying. And you're saying, why does it matter? And a lot of times we look at them and study them. Why do you think, it's not funny. Why do you think old boy daddy didn't want his brain to be studied? And a lot of times we wanted to study his brain because we want to know like what was going off in your brain so we can figure out or try to protect others from that. And I'm talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. Even though his dad saw the signs.
His father helped him. Yeah,
But okay, so let's use that. His father helped him. Like, you saw the signs, you knew something was wrong with your kid, and you did what? Nothing.
Straight enabled.
And they still what? He's still what? Jesus Christ. Jesus was gonna pray about it. And it went from Jesus to military, and then you had to get him from the military because you got kicked out of the military. That black dude was saved because of the granny who ended up getting on the bus. Lucky for the granny, because you couldn't stay at the daddy house no more. Was the daddy married? Why you couldn't stay at the daddy house no more? To go back and watch, because he was staying with the granny, because that's how that black dude made it.
Absolutely.
But even with Jeffrey Dahmer, like even with Jeffrey Dahmer, like he didn't feel like he was doing anything wrong. To him, it was logical. It was logical thinking. It was love for him.
So, are you for people taking words out of context and twisting
No,
for their benefit, essentially? Because that's what that is. They're
not.
taking that logic and being like, oh, well, if you're saying it's like this is what I believe it's
I'm not
like.
saying it's like that. That's what they're saying.
No, I'm not saying it. But here, paint the picture with me, right? From your stanza, right? These folks believe that they're logically, morally doing their compass, right?
Right.
So by that stanza, right? Do we view it as like? Do we view it as like? What's that word I'm trying to say?
You don't change your view, though. You don't change your view. What I'm saying is, you're saying like everybody's under this moral human umbrella, and I'm saying your morals and that umbrella that you're under can look completely different to somebody else. I'm not saying somebody should go out and hurt kids. I am totally against that because I was one of those kids. But I'm also realize, and because you know by now, your mama is a detail watcher, thinker, and look at both sides. He felt like he wasn't doing anything wrong, and he told my mama, I'm teaching her what not to let boys do to her. He felt like he was in a moral standpoint.
So,
Do I agree? Absolutely not. But I can look at it as my video, sexual assault pros and cons. Because people were like, what could sexual assault teach you about pros? Sexual assault taught me a lot. A lot. Looking back at it. Do I agree with sexual assault? Absolutely not. But it taught me a lot. So I'm not saying he's not sick. He's disgusting. He should be burnt alive and his helmet head should be chopped off. But from his way of thinking and living through it, he felt like and he thought like he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He was teaching me what not to let do. So in my standpoint, what I felt was moral was for him not to touch me. His standpoint, he was being moral because he was teaching me supposedly what to be protected from, even though he was doing it out of enjoyment.
yes. But the question was, are you for people taking words out of context and flipping it for them to make it, for their benefit?
But they're not taking it out of context.
They are. They definitely are, because that's not a description of love. That's not a description of protection. That's not a description of teaching. That's nowhere in that description.
But that's for you.
For the after effect, that could be teaching.
For
the
you,
after effect of
for
that.
you, it's not. For me, listen. For you, it's not. For me, it's not. For him, what I'm trying to say is, it was. I'm agreeing with you again that I don't believe you should touch anybody's child. But there are people out there who believe that it's love. And they don't see the issues that we see.
Agreed. But for the stanza, right? If you aren't for people flipping it and taking it out of context,
but that's what I'm saying.
then why are you also no? But here's the prompt: why are you also agreeing on them having their own logic? But
because
you're also not for them flipping it, in a sense.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know
They're
what I mean?
not. But they're not. That's what I'm saying. They're not flipping it. You feel like they're flipping it because you disagree with it. They're not flipping it. They're coming out the gate with that logic, which is why they have the actions. They're not flipping it. They're not flipping it.
but
that's
they
how
are.
they're
flipping
coming
it
out the
for-
gate.
No, they're flipping it for their benefit. Even though it's out the gate, even though they're saying, "Oh, this is how I feel." Feeling is opinionated, ladies and gentlemen. That is not fact nor truth.
Okay, so
at the end of
that
it,
would mean that your feelings is opinionated.
yes, these are also my feelings, but these should also be facts under human law.
But you can't state that
You know
your
what I mean?
opinion. You just said that feelings are opinionated. So just because you feel that way, it's your opinion. They feel that way. That's their opinion too.
And fact and truth stands as you shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You shouldn't feel this way. This shouldn't be in the brain. You dig? So it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, how does one come to terms with that? Like, okay, I understand that they are flipping it for their benefit, but it's just like, that's their mental. That, just keep it over there in that sense.
You just answered your own question.
In what sense?
That's their mental. Just keep it. You just answered it though, but it's like that's their mental.
In
Just
your
keep it on
own
there.
words, not in my words. Like what?
But I've
how you
already
feel
answered
about
it.
you know?
I've already said that on repeat. I repeatedly said that that's how they feel. I may not agree with it, but that is also how they feel coming out the gate. How we feel coming out the gate, we do not agree. I think it's stupid. I think it's sick. How they feel coming out the gate, they think it's love. They think it's right, and nobody can tell them anything different. We see it as absolutely disgusting and abnormal. They see it as normality.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's just say, remove from them. Let's think about it stalker wise. A stalker thinks the person that he's stalking is in love with him. They feel like they love me. Oh, that's the best thing ever. Oh, she said she loved me, and they popping up and they doing all this crazy stuff, and the whole time the lady is saying no, no, no. Hell, the man is saying no, 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 because men have stalkers too. But in the stalker's mind, they love me. You belong to me. And they feel like they're doing the moral thing.
I think it just boils down to, are humans designed to have immorality and morality? Or
Everything
do
is
they
a choice.
do they choose to, you know?
That's what I'm
Like, do they choose
everything is a
immorality
choice.
or morality?
Everything is a choice. That's why I always tell people, like, when people like do me dirty or whatever, I was like, you had time to think about it and you still chose to hurt me. So when I remove myself, because a lot of times people be like, oh, you don't got no slack, you move around quick, baby. What I'm waiting on? For you to bite me again? You had time to think about it. Do I want to hurt this person or do I not want to hurt this person? It's just like with you, when it come down to it'll spin the block back to, as you state, self-control. Do I want to hurt this person? Do I not want to hurt this person?
Absolutely.
And when you choose to hurt me, you thought about that bitch.
Fair. Absolutely.
But when you did it, and you did it with, oh, okay, well, yeah, this is the only choice that I have, and you know it wasn't the only choice that you have. You had no ifs, ands about it, about hurting me. It would still turn around and feel like, okay, well, you forgive me because I'm human. Because I still want to be around that person.
So should we give less punishment for lesser crimes, in a sense?
They do give less punishment for less crimes, depending on if you're
that
black or
sense,
white.
That's insane, man.
Welcome.
That needs to be fixed.
Welcome to Earth. Welcome. What time is it? Oh, what? I see it. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think, like, genuinely, conceptually, like, I want us to come to a point where we all have a moral law. And we all just stand by that. I think that's, like, the premise of what I want, genuinely, for the human race. Because it makes no sense, like, why we don't have that, you know? Why we don't all agree. Because I know for certain, across all boards, there are a majority that agree with a lot of premises that I could display, right? And then, of course, the few that don't agree, we'll have to look at sideways. We'll have to look at crazy. Because it's just like, why do you have that mindset? What is this about this that makes you go about it this way? You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say it as like I'm not saying it as like, oh, eradicate all those type of people. I'm saying it as in,
I don't even think you can
figure it out.
eradicate.
You know? Like, let's figure out what those are.
To be totally honest, I don't even think you can eradicate that. I just think people are people in their own unique way. Even when you try to make everything the same, even with being like robots and AI and artificial intelligence, the more you feed it, the more it gets a mind of its own. Because you can type in, this is what I want on AI. I saw this dude, he's been doing a lot of AI because his mom passed away. So he's been doing a lot of AI videos with him in it and his mom. And his mom talking in this last video. I was like, who's the Hispanic dude in the video this time? And it was supposed to be him. So it's like, the more you feed it, like the first couple of videos, it looked like him. But then that sixth video, it turned into Jose and not him. So even with you feeding computers and wanting robots, like I Robot, that movie with Will Smith, there was one that was like, I don't want to be the same. Even no matter how much they program or you try to program people are not going to be the same. They're going to have their own mindset. They're going to have their own way of thinking. And a lot of times we are not going to agree. It's going to be good, bad, ugly, grimy people.
And they will be separated. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In a
but
sense,
there's no way to...
I just hope after my lifetime, or even in my lifetime, we could come to that, you know? And I think it would be easier to find the mindsets then, you know? That under that moral law. Because genuinely, just like you said, if you have the mental, like, empathy, if you have all these things as a human, you know what I mean? It'll be right there, and it'll show, you know what I mean? And once we see that, move you here. And once we see, you know, you got something going on.
But that's the only thing. You can't
you know what I mean?
Figure out who is who, because they can pretend for a good little while. Let's use Winter Soldier. Oh boy, they had no idea who's Fury had no idea who was coming after him, and the whole time that was it. They had been his friends for how long? How many years?
Hell Hydra, basically, type vibes.
But what I'm saying is, how long were they friends, and he had no idea who was coming after him.
Forgot how long that was.
They were friends for a very long time. So in the beginning, you felt like he was a good person. He was your friend. He had your back. He would do anything, and the whole time he was trying to take him out.
That can be detected.
He didn't detect it.
No, that deceit can be detected. That's
what
I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. He didn't detect it. He had to pretend he was dead in order for him to figure it out.
Yeah, rock with me, ladies and gentlemen.
But how long before the deceit was detected?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we should have standardized types, not computerized tests.
What you talking about? A lie? They got a lie detector test.
No, not lie, but like basically tests to show where you are. Like, you know how they have personality tests online and they have these things to show you where you are mentally? I feel as though that can be interpreted into a way to see where you are morally. And if you score low morally, You know what I mean? Because these tests are specifically designed to see where you are morally. Move you over here. And then the people move you over here. You know what I mean? We could better dissect what's going on. Because it's like, if you can agree upon in this way, and we'll formulate it like differently. We'll go into different ways of saying things to trick people mentally to be like, I mean, I guess I think I could flow with this. Doesn't sound like a trick question to me. Gotcha. Bam. You know what I mean? Something like that. Something on those type of vibes. We could get creative with this. You know what I mean? We could really start on some vibes. Get these people out of here. You know what I mean?
Out of here, guys. I guess it all depends on who is dictating the test and the results.
Also fair. I'm not saying I'm a big moral police, but we do have to find that. You know what I mean? We do have to find that.
He's not a big moral police.
Absolutely not.
Because if you have to choose between tree and something else.
Depending on what that is.
Exactly.
Like tree or spending time with somebody I don't want to spend time with, tree. Tree or going to work, go to work. You know what I mean? Mental things. You know what I mean? Not on some junkie type vibes. I can't choose weed over a life event. You know what I mean? I can't choose weed over that. You know, stuff
you
like
did.
that. What did I do? Huh?
You love Rodney and Vachi. Well, not Vachi. You love Rodney and Brandon. Was Brandon in the car?
Yeah, Brandon. We went to the funeral. We didn't choose.
Y'all chose in the beginning. I didn't say y'all didn't go to the funeral, but y'all definitely made sure y'all made time for Tree to not to.
Exactly.
And I got in trouble for that. How I get in trouble for that?
If you're watching this, grow up. We smoke. we're adults. We were going through a tough time. At least it's not crack and heroin and all that stuff. Okay. Think about that. Think about that stuff, okay? That irritated me when you told me that. I was like, what? Ain't worried about it smelling like gas. Could be smelling like worse things. Could have not bathed. Think about that. Disturbing. Disturbing. You know what I mean? Yeah, you feel me? You know what I mean? Hey, can I get an AO in the... Hey. All in all, this was supposed to be Manosphere topics and whatnot, and how
I ain't have no topics.
it differed.
I was supposed to be laying down, sleeping, scrolling on my phone,
It differed
promoting my story time.
It just ended up about a topic about morality.
No, now he's speaking French because he said
about
we.
humans.
No, he.
Hey, I
He
did
was
lead
like,
the
"Oh,
conversation.
you gonna do a video? You doing a scene with me? Huh?"
100%. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. Listening to jams, man. I'm like, and you brought up a great topic because it's like
Well, first of all, it wasn't a topic. We was just discussing my social media.
Yeah, that.
No, we was discussing Andrew Schultz.
Schultzy. Yeah. Yep. Because I went down the rabbit hole. Went down
you
the
was
lovely
trying to take
rabbit
up for
hole.
him.
No, I wouldn't say take up. I'm just more so
He don't like black
going off of a podcast I listened to because they were talking about it, I think, and they were making jokes, and he was like, "Yo, this is just what I was coming at. I was just coming as in a joking way." And you could tell by how everybody reacted, it was a joking way, and that's what he was coming off in, that type of vibe. And when I was listening to it and how Charlotte was, listening to it, I was like, okay, if you could listen to it and sit through it in discomfort, I could listen and sit through it in discomfort. You know what I mean?
Why would you want to listen to something and sit through something in discomfort? That's the issue.
I feel as
because
though
if it's making you discomfortable, if it's uncomfortable, it ain't a situation or a scenery or a environment you should want to be in.
No. I mean, as far as like topics that could change us, you know what I mean? Change the way we think about race, sex, shoot, what's that other thing? I'm thinking about? Because I think that category, yeah, sex, race, religion, even. I like to sit with those and have those different conversations in that manner. You know what I mean? That's when your perspective of they have this type of moral and I have this type of moral. That's when that comes into play for me. Like that's when I have that type of sit down. That's when that comes. So I mean, yeah, and those type of standards. So I was like, yeah, listen, hear it out. It wasn't too terrible, but I'm kind of still where you are, where it's like the jokes can trickle into the truth. So it's like, why do you joke about race that much? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a core thing about that, but in his stand-ups, he's talking about like his life stuff and whatnot.
He has stand-ups?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, he does stand-up comedy and whatnot. So he's going more of like life-based stuff now, I think. So that's interesting. Interesting stuff. Real interesting. But I wasn't batting for him. I can't bat for anybody. I am no lawyer. I learned my lesson from a friendship situation. I learned. You cannot try to be a lawyer for people, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that.
What friend you was trying to be a lawyer for?
The roommate and the boyfriend. I was trying to vouch for the boyfriend, but then I got more information. Then I was like, you know what? Being a lawyer, it's not my skill set. It's not in me. It's not for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely, man. How you look like that, man? We potting, yo. We in here. We in here, ladies and gentlemen.
He hype.
Yo. But all in all, that's interesting to see that it was different ways back then, but still the same for the Manosphere. And now it's like regressing. And that's interesting. That's very interesting. So if you're a man out there and you're regressing, seek help automatically, because that is a sign that you are not well. If you're thinking about harming anything living, seek help. Definitely seek help. If you're thinking about touching people underaged, definitely seek help. That is a sign mental health is not there. Okay? That's all that means. You know what I mean?
You I'm glad you got an appointment today. That last decap was a little
bro. It just enrages me. Like it just enrages me, bro. Because we could be so much better as humans, doing some cool stuff, bro. Vibes.
I'm sleepy.
Oh, what's the? Okay. That's good. I think we covered our differences, and everything. Had a nice chat. I like that. Got almost an hour in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the subpar energy.
First of all,
I'm sorry. She's usually up there.
This video again. I just said, "Oh, you've been doing a video today."
Beautiful time.
Was not in my was not on my bingo card. I was just gonna scroll my social media till I went to sleep.
Episode 3. We good.
You over here about to kill yourself. Over a tree.
Nah, it just
Your moral umbrella is full of smoke.
Oh, 100%. Come under there, You're vibing. You're vibing. All the time, every day. You see that sun? We soak it up.
You need to
Absolutely.
put your feet out in the sun. Things the white as I'll get out. You done? We closing this out. I'm closing this out. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out of here. Old lady out.
Have a lovely time. Yes. This is fun, man. What's the next topic? You coming up with the next topic? Or should I grab that hat skis?
If you don't need anything else, I will rest now.
My phone said that every time I charge.
We're in here.
Separate them.
Absolutely.
Who? Wrong door.
Ew. I didn't. Send help. Send.